Welcome back to Goodfellas Garage, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have some cool cars. Old school versus new school. Let's check them out. What I have today is a pair of my all-time favorite cars, and this one right here is a 1968 Mustang GT California Special, and next to it is a 2017 Mustang GT California Special. If you have been watching the channel since the beginning, you may have seen this car in some of the videos. I bought this thing brand new, absolutely love it. But let's talk about this car first. This is a 1968 Mustang GT California Special, and we just picked this car up a couple days ago, and it is in absolutely beautiful condition. It has been restored sometime like in the 80s or 90s. It was a complete like rotisserie style restoration. The car is in pristine condition. And this is what we do, ladies and gentlemen. We look for cool cars, rare cars, performance cars. So if you have something that you've been sitting in your garage and you want to get rid of it, you want to sell it, let us know. We might be able to make a deal. Or, if you just got divorced recently and you took your, ex-husband's sports car that he loved and you just want to sell it because you have no use for it, give us a call. We might be able to strike a deal. But let's start with the 68. This is the granddaddy of them all. This is where it all started. And the California Special Mustangs were only available in 1968, and they were only available as coupes. They were not available as fastbacks nor convertibles. And if you don't know much about California Specials, a lot of people think that, well, this is like some kind of replica, or somebody's trying to put, GT Shelby GT 350 or GT 500 kind of lights in here and the deck lid, whatnot. But believe it or not, this is how they came from the factory. And California State, before the California sucked, actually made this happen because they had such high sales of Mustangs back in the day that they basically petitioned the Ford to create this. And Shelby American had had a hand in this. The California Special was only an appearance package. There was no performance modifications, only cosmetic stuff. And the cool thing about the 68, the first year, and the only year up until 2007, that's when the California Special came back. The cool thing is that back in 1968, you could purchase this car with any engine, any combination. You can order it whichever way you wanted to. You could have ordered this with the straight six base car. You could have ordered this with the 289, the 302, 390, 428. There are three R-code California Specials with the 428. I mean, these are some incredibly rare cars. But we'll look under the hood in a little bit. There's some very, very cool stuff under there. And this is actually also a pretty rare car. It's as optioned, it is one of one, and it is one of 215 with this particular engine. And like I said, we'll look at it in a second. And what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do some basic differences and similarities, obviously between the modern, the new school, and the old school, and see how they replicated that. So, like I said before, it's an appearance package. So the distinctive features are obviously your stripes here, California Special decals, GT CS. A lot of people think that California Special CS stands for Carroll Shelby, but it does not. Now, these scoops are actually non-functional. In a California Special, there's a little thing in here, but they're fake. In the GT 350 and GT 500s, they're obviously functional. You have the California Special script on the quarter panels, and the most unique feature is the back end of the car. Now you had a special center gas cap right here. On the GTs, it's at a GT. On the Shelbys, there was a snake, but in here there's just a prancing horse. And the taillights, this is basically the back end of the car is from a GT, it's from a Shelby convertible. So the deck lid is fiberglass, and all these pieces, the extensions are fiberglass. The taillights are from a Thunderbird. They're non-sequential, but that's the distinction. All California Specials came like that, and you had the quad tip exhaust. And the thing is that you could order this with pretty much any options that you wanted. This particular car is very highly optioned. It had the vinyl roof, which was I think $94 option. And the other thing that was California Special specific is these hood locks. you have the black grille right here, and the fog lights. Now these are Lucas fog lights, and then the earlier versions came with the Marshall. They were French fog lights, and they were attached a little bit differently. They looked like they were floating, but apparently Ford discovered later that the Marshall fog lights were illegal in California, so they replaced them with the Lucas units. And this particular car, I mean, all the California Special stuff is really on the outside. There's nothing on the inside that is California Special specific. And like I said, you could order this basically from a base trim all the way to, you know, pony interior, whatever you wanted. So this particular car is a GT. It has dual consoles. There's a console here, and then there's a console on top. Okay, it's an automatic. And then let's see. Yeah, there's nothing specific on the inside in terms of California Special. Everything was on the outside. And here's the cool thing: they're blinkers, the indicators right here, so you can see them when you turn your indicators on. And let's check out under the hood. Let's see what we have there. There's something really, really special here. All right. And here it is, the Beast, the Monster 390. This is an S-Code Mustang, only one of 215 California Specials that were S-Code with the 390 big block, the FE big block. FE stands for Ford Edsel, and this is an absolutely amazing engine. I love this freaking thing. And this was a very good restoration back in the day. The only thing that's not original here is the AC. AC was later added. This car is a non-air conditioning car. And here's the cool thing about California Specials. People think that they were only sold in California, but they actually made it to all around the country and even Canada, which is proof right here. This is a Canadian car. Yes, this was sold in Canada, and this car does not have any of the emission equipment. It's emission equipment delete, so which is pretty cool. So we'll take this car for a spin in a minute. So let's compare it to the new school, see how they did. As I mentioned earlier, California Special was first introduced in 1968, and it was gone after that. So it was a one-year thing, and it didn't come back until 2007 when Ford reintroduced California Special package. But in 2007 and onward, the only way you could get the package was on a GT Premium trim, unlike the original 1968 where you could get California Special on any trim car. The straight 6, the 289, the 302, 390, R code 428, whatever you wanted. But the new ones, you could only get it on a GT Premium. Reintroduced in 2007, there was a gap in 2010, and it came back in 2011, and then it's available ever since. And this particular car is a 2017. So let's see what the California Special package offered in 2017. And this is I chose this car because it's a really striking color combination. I think it looks really good, like the black and white. It's a pretty cool combo. So let's start in the back. So there's a California Special spoiler here, and obviously you got your California Special badge. This is supposed to kind of imitate, your gas cap in the center right here. Obviously these taillights are sequential. They're non-sequential on the 68. So you have that. You have California Special wheels. These are only available on California Special. You got the black mirror covers. You had the hood stripes. You had the vents painted in black. And the cool thing here is that in 2015 and 2016, there were actually indicators here, just like the original 68. They took them out in 2017 because they're pretty much useless. You can't really see them from inside the car. You have the California Special grille in here with the pony on the side. You have the California Special lower grille. The other thing is that you had a bigger front lip, so whatever, some people say it added performance, but doubtful. And of course you had your California Special strip here, but in the 2015 through 2017, it was on the bottom, which I really like. In the earlier versions and the later ones in 2018 and up, the strip is in the middle, just like the original. However, I think that the strip in the middle looks good on the original. It doesn't look good on the modern car to look kind of weird. So let's see, what else do we have? Now with the 2017, the interesting thing is that there are minor changes in the interior to that California Special package offered. And what it did here is it gave you red stitching on the seats. You have Alcantara inserts. You have logos here. It's hard to see, but it says GTCS, kind of embossed in here. You have red stitching on a center console and on the shifter boot. And you have Alcantara on the door panels with the red stitching, which is pretty cool. And then, let's see, there were California Special floor mats, which I'm not using because I'm preserving those for the next owner. And the other thing that you got here was the California Special badge. Woohoo! So, oh, you know what? There's one more thing that I forgot. There's one more quote-unquote performance thing that was available in the California Special, and it's under the hood, and that was a strut brace. I don't remember if it says California Special on it, but it was optional in 2017. It became standard in 2018. Come on. Oh my God, really? Yeah, it says California Special on a strut brace, so that was the other thing that you got. But that's about it. That's all cosmetic stuff. So let's take them for a ride and see how the old school compares to new school. Woo! It is unbelievable how quick this car is, and people think, well, old cars are slow, but this 390 big block, it is an absolute monster, and it holds so much ass. It is ridiculous. Unfortunately, this is a one-trick pony because this car can only do one thing very well, and it's go fast. Steering and stopping is really optional. The handling, you know, there's no handling, and then brakes feel like you're stepping on the wet sponge. And keep in mind, these are disc brakes in the front and drums in the back, but again, there's nothing wrong with the brakes or the suspension of this car. It has been restored, but this is just the way the cars were back in the day, and that's the way things were. You know, we take modern cars so for granted today, but you know, it was a challenge driving back in the day. But you know, this is a special car, and yes, you can modify the suspension, you can modify the brakes, you can, you know, get more power, etc., do fuel injection, but then the car is going to lose its original character, and you know, you don't want to do that. The thing is that this is a C6 automatic transmission. You have a 390 big block, you have a 9-inch forward rear end, and this combination right here is basically indestructible. You know, they still make the 9-inch rear end today for racing applications. So the drivetrain, as long as you maintain it, you know, this car can do a million miles, no problem. 390 is just awesome. I can't get enough of this engine. And if you're gonna buy one of these vintage Mustangs, do it with the big block. Don't go for the small block. I mean, yes, 302 is okay, 351 is okay. There are torquey engines, but nothing beats the big block. There's no replacement for displacement. And the 390 and the 428, I mean, these are monsters. They haul. I absolutely love it. Don't go for the small block. Go for the big block. And they're pretty thirsty too. So I can see the gas gauge moving down as I'm flooring it. So be prepared for that. But you know, the coolness factor is there, and you just can't beat it. So let's go back and take the new one and see how that performs. The 2017 is obviously a completely different ball game. This is a modern car with modern handling and, you know, excellent brakes, you know, good steering, etc., etc. And it wouldn't be fair to compare this driving experience to that of a 68 because the technology has come so far that, you know, again, it's not a fair comparison. You can't really put the two together side by side and say, well, this car doesn't handle well because it, you know, it's got antiquated technology in it. But the funniest part about this comparison is that the other one actually feels quicker because it's actually a lighter car, and there's so much power in that 390 that you know, from the factory it makes about 325. This is 425 horsepower from the factory, and both of these cars are unmodified. This has no modifications, and that car has no modifications. But the 68 actually feels a little bit quicker than this. It has a lot of pickup and go. But again, every one of these cars has a special place. You know, the 68 obviously is a nostalgic car, and it's a very special and rare piece of automotive history. And I think Ford did a pretty good job actually bringing back the California Special. They took some elements from the original 68 and they kind of implemented them in the newer versions that kind of bring back some of that nostalgia. And I think they did a good job. Well, fellas, that's it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Peace.